Be honest.
Oh, you're amazing.
But what's this thing that you've been talking about, this video?
Freaks, right. It was a thing that was banned for like 50 years. I think it's been taken off again, but I don't know why, if it's just been deleted, right? It's a quest. If anyone out there has got a copy of Freaks on DVD or VHS, can Carl borrow it, please? I mean, I almost want to set up a camera to see him watching it. It's absolutely real. They use people in the circus of the time. I think it's the 20s or 30s of the Depression. And there's people, there's Coneheads, there's a bearded lady, all genuine. There's a bloke they call the Human Slug, who's got no arms and no legs, Carl. And he's just there, and he rolls a cigarette and lights it with his mouth.
I think I've seen his brother, who isn't called the Human Slug. Is called the Pillow.
Right. How does he make a living?
He,
Does anyone want to meet Carl for money? Do you know what I mean?
the annoying thing was, right, there was a picture of him, I was going to put it on
I think I've seen his brother.
on our website, we put things up like this, right? If you go to ricky.gervais at xfn.co.uk /
What? You've put things like that on my website? It's nothing to do with me. I want people to know that that website is not kept or looked at by me. So, what have you put on there?
There's a fella on there who's known as the Pillow. And he's, you see, I get a bit worried with things like this, because we're not sort of having a go or anything, it's just things that
Fascinate
me.
you.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's a guy, it might be the same sort of thing. What's your one
I
called?
bet you used to stare at people with goiters, didn't you, when you were little? In Tesco's.
Well, just go to xfm.co.uk / Ricky, it is.
What's the worst thing you've ever seen on, like, a human face?
You know what it is, and
What
I
is
don't
it?
want to talk about it.
I can't remember. Have you
No.
told me?
Yeah.
What is it?
But go,
It's not
go
the
to,
elephant lady,
Go
but you
to the,
should-
yeah.
Is it the elephant lady? You talked about that, I know.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it again. Go to the website and see the Human Pillow.
Why is he a human pillow?
That's what annoyed me. I thought he was more of a draft excluder.
Oh, that breaks all kinds of rules.
Buzzcocks, harmony in the head. Now, things are flying here at XFM. People have called in. There is a video of Freaks on the way. Carl's going to see that within the week. That's exciting. That is exciting for me. Do you know what I mean? About our education of Carl. We started off trying to teach him about science and history, and now we just find that he likes pictures of hairy Chinese kids and
Who
women. Who doesn't? No, true. You've got a theory about pictures of freaks, haven't you?
You see, you always bring things up that I don't want to talk about, because I'm really worried that people, if you've just tuned in for the first time, it's the first time you hear it, and we're talking about hairy Chinese kids.
Yeah.
Talking about the human worm.
Carl, listen. People don't think that you're taking the piss out of those people. They lump you in with them. Do you know what I mean? They think that you're a freak of nature. So you can say anything you want. Do you know what I mean? Because it's honest, it's from the heart, it's genuine. So, don't worry about that.
Yeah, but Suzanne was saying last night that I've got a heart of stone, or whatever it is.
Why?
Because I wasn't crying at Comic Relief. And all I always used to say to her, get out Elephant Man, let me watch that for 30 minutes, I'll be crying my heart out.
Why? Why do you care about that but not...
Because it's, that is more real, isn't it, right? Think of John Merrick.
Sorry. What, the film starring John Hurt is more real than footage of starving people in Africa?
No, but what I'm saying is, think about... See, this is why I didn't want to bring it up, because people are gonna just say...
Well, you're allowed to cry at what you like. People can't have you for not crying at someone and crying at someone else.
Imagine that, like, if you've seen the film, you know, his head's all, you know, messed up and that.
Yeah.
He's getting picked on all the time.
Yeah. By
It's
Michael
just-
Elphick, I remember.
Yeah.
It's just really, really sad. Whereas, you know, we're trying to help
But
out
you give him a bun
people.
and he forgets it.
Do you know what I mean, though?
He never forgets, Rick.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
Oh God.
We're giving away stuff again.
Yeah.
Time
Tell
for
me
the
your
film.
theory about freaks who have their picture taken.
No, I'd leave it.
No, can I tell
we'll
you?
do it next week then.
Can I tell you what this
Go
is?
on, quickly, what is it?
Right, when he sees a little picture, like in these books he's got, he carries round those
Oh, yeah,
things,
yeah.
right? And there's like a fella with a little head with some like able-bodied people. He goes, the only reason they got to take that picture, right, was so they could show their mate, say, look at me, the little fella with a little head. That's his theory.
Yeah. So every picture of a freak, they're being...
Steve, let me describe the picture to you. This little fella with a little head.
Right.
Playing on the piano.
I've seen it.
All his family stood around, and mates and that. When have you ever seen a picture of someone playing the piano and everybody wants to be in on it? Doesn't happen.
Maybe it was one of those kind of Christmas cards they sent out to everyone.
It wasn't. You could see one of them was like in a rush to go away. He was probably planned to go out, and he was like, but they were taking a picture. It's, I'll be in it then before I go out. And it was all, he's out of order.
Yeah.
If you say, do you know the one
I do know the one you mean, yeah.
There you go,
What about the one in the, when you went down to Cornwall? In that little
We'll
pub?
talk about that next week.
What, you want to get on, do you?
Yeah, right. We've got to give away, another prize.
Yes, you lucky people. For those of you that haven't seen it, and do not have the requisite £4.99 to buy it yourselves, you can win on VHS cassette, panned and scanned. Billy Elliot, the special edition, includes bonus documentary, The Billy Elliot Boy.
Oh,
and,
I'd like to see how they really sort of made that film.
Exactly. Well, it's the hit film Billy Elliot, and you can win that on VHS. Because Carl, I assume you have included yourself in an excerpt from the movie.
Taking a scene from the film.
Who do you play, Billy?
I'm playing the part of Billy.
Brilliant.
And we'll have a question at the end of it.
Come on.
Brilliant.
2, 3 part of all way and
Alright. Just been down the valley. So you don't know where you... What are you looking like that for? What's wrong with Bally?
What's wrong with Bally?
Yeah, well, what's wrong with it? It keeps you fit and that. What do you think, Auntie Nora? You think about me doing Bally?
I used to go to ballet.
There you go. She used to go to ballet.
I used to say I could have been a professional dancer if I'd had the training.
Bet you were pretty good, weren't you? Wasn't the time you had wind for 5 minutes, was it? But you well glided across
Well,
the
you
floor.
shut up!
What's wrong with Bally, anyway?
For girls, not for lads, Billy. Lads do football or
Well, I've done that, yeah.
boxing or...
Did that for a couple of weeks, so... Wrestling?
wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling, yeah.
Not friggin' Bally.
Well... Don't worry about it, anyway. Just... Is it alright if my mate Wayne stays over tonight? He just wants to sleep over. He's just coming over to...
Wayne, sleep.
Yeah, he just stays over. I'm not gay or anything, it's just... I don't fancy him, I'm not...
Yes, you do.
I don't...
Yes, you bloody well do.
What, just because I want my mate Wayne to sleep over and I've started doing ballet, that turns me into a gay man, does it? You haven't seen my Village People album lying around?
You're asking for a hiding.
Just joking, just having a laugh. Just didn't mean... I've had enough in here, I'm going out.
No, from now on you stay here. You look after your nana. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, there it is. What's the question?
Powerful. I'd like to know what was the name of the actor that Carl was taking the role of. Does that make sense? That's not
Yeah.
grammatically quite right, but
Well,
anyway,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Who was the young lad that Carl was taking the place of there? Name of the actor, not the character.
And just email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
You can win yourself.
You gotta be fast.
You can win yourself a VHS edition of Billy Elliot worth £4.99 price. I'm going to leave the sticker on, which has actually got the price on.
Brilliant.
I'll leave that on so you know just what you've got in you.
Foo Fighters. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Feeder.
Feeder.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing now. Why have we got to stop? Sorry, we just had an argument then. Why have we got to stop at 5-2?
It's just the football's on, isn't it? So
So what can we do? We can do a link here, and then we can play.
we'll play a song, do a little.
What about the
chat.
competition? We got to announce the competition.
Well, Steve.
Well,
do you
I can tell you right now that there's only 2 people, it would appear, that are interested in a VHS copy of Billy Elliot. That's how mediocre that gift and that prize is, Carl. I don't know if you want to learn from that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give this one to MJ McKay, who has correctly identified that you were taking the part of Jamie Bell.
That's
in
it.
Billy Elliot. So well done.
Right, just forward me that and I'll
Sort that out.
get the video.
What film are you doing next week?
Don't know, I've got been out and bought a couple, got Silence of the Lambs I can do something with.
Right.
Bought Fight Club, but it's a bit difficult. Always open to suggestions and that, so you got any favourite films you
What
want?
about the 1930s film Freaks?
Oh,
Can't wait. I cannot wait for your...
brilliant, that'd be good.
Excited about
Why
that.
don't you do a film review of that next week as well?
Yeah, well it depends, if the fella, if anyone's got it, just send it in, I'll send it you back once I've watched it. So that'd be good. Next week we'll do,
Oh, please tell me there's going to be more Cheap as Chimps.
yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
We'll see what the press say. We'll see what the press say about that.
Looking forward to that.
Do you know, like, you're always having a go at my ideas?
Yeah.
Little,
Yeah.
cheapest chimps you've put down.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I normally come up with these because you don't come up with a competition idea.
Sure. Yeah.
He's done him again.
Yeah.
Well, cheapest chimps, mine, you're dissing it.
Yep.
Rockbusters, one of the most successful competitions ever.
Uh-huh.
And he means in the world, not just
yeah.
on XFM.
Yeah.
You put that down.
Yep.
Right. What you thinking about this, right? I was watching Comic Relief
Okay.
last night. Came up with an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You get Jono,
Okay. John
Right.
O'Coleman, yeah.
say Vanessa Feltz.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, Dawn French, because she'd be around for that. And then get them all in a room for Comic Relief. And what you do, put a cake in front of them,
Yeah.
right? And like, you don't feed them. And like, they're going, oh, I'd love a bit of that cake, right? It's called Famine Academy,
Right.
right? Whilst they lose pounds, they get pounds.
Right.
What do you think?
Play a record, Carl.
Well,
I love it.
again.
I love
Do you
it,
know what I
Carl.
mean? Yet again.
Well, now time for one of our regular features. Monkey News.
Do the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
What we're doing here is just giving you a bit of monkey news that's gone on, right? Where a monkey's been involved in it. Good little story in that.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the one that went into space? The first sort of thing they ever sent up there before man did it and all that. You see, this is what annoys me with it really. Armstrong gets all the glory, but do you know who went up there before him?
A monkey.
Yeah. And what happened is they taught it what buttons to hit at the time that it needed to hit them, and the way they did this was like give it bananas. It was like hit the red button, and it hit the red button, they'd give it a banana.
Right.
And they go, right, reverse is the green one, hit the green one. And then they do that and go, there's a banana. And then they go, right, hit reverse, and it go and get a banana. Hit the red, so it was taking commands on like headphones.
Right, but how are they
Is
giving
that
it the
how you
banana?
learn to do radio?
How are they giving it the banana?
What do you mean? No, this is before it went. You wouldn't
right.
just go and put a monkey in it and go, there you go, get on with it. They'd sort of put him in one of them capsules that you get,
Yeah.
and they were on headphones.
I don't believe this happened.
Well, I'm telling you the story now. So the monkey
I don't
sat...
think they trained it to do anything. I think they sent it up there and he put electrodes coming out of it to see what
It wasn't any of that. They did a thing like they do, like they can with animals. If you give something, like a treat, you can teach it how to do it. It's just like a dog, isn't it?
It's called Pavlovian conditioning. However, that was to see if it would salivate or go over to a particular corner, not if it could control a spacecraft.
Next one up. It's the next one up. As far as the monkey's not sat there going, oh, I'm a bit under pressure here, it's a rocket. All that's knowing is, I'm getting a banana if I hit that button. That's all the monkey's thinking about.
They wouldn't put billions of
whatever.
space
But how
dollars.
can they be sure that it's going to press the button at the right moment?
Because it's got headphones on. It's not like willy-nilly. It's not just like pop it in there and
Willy-nilly,
see-
who's
see-
that?
What's to stop it from just hitting it any old time? Because it's a monkey and it's
Because
not a human.
Because he's trained now. But
Oh, it's
anyway,
trained,
so
it's fully
listen.
trained, yeah, go
So
on.
what happened is, anyway,
Oh, this is absolute rubbish.
they pop the monkey in there.
Yeah.
He's got his headphones on. They go in, right, hit the green one. And I think there's something there that a little banana comes out to keep the same...
No, you're making this up.
I'm not, it's the same...
There's no way that they made a
so
spacecraft
they can-
that had a banana dispenser.
Right,
There's
so-
no way in this world that they made a spacecraft that could go into outer space, right?
So what- so
manned
you're- so
by a
you're-
monkey with a banana dispenser.
So you're saying that it's easy to send something up to space, but you don't believe there's a little banana machine?
Right, okay, so...
So it comes to the launch day, monkeys sat in there, everyone's ready, bananas are stocked up and all the rest of it. They go, right, hit the green button. Right, and the rocket goes off and what have you.
No, they would not make the monkey launch the rocket. Carl,
So-
you are living in a cartoon world.
So the rocket goes off, right?
This is absolute bollocks.
It's all going well.
I mean, I don't know
It's
what you're
all-
going to... It's not going well.
it's going
There's
well.
no way a monkey launched
It's
a
going-
rocket. There is no way a monkey launched a rocket,
So
you idiot.
it's all going on, so they go and hit the left button and it goes a little bit
Left
left.
button!
Right, so-
well-known spacecraft command. This is Houston, hit the left button. Oh, brilliant. This is what happened in Apollo 13. Hit the left button.
So it,
You are...
it
you
goes
are-
left. Yeah, it goes left.
So it goes left and it's going well.
Left!
It's-
It goes
I know.
left!
Yeah.
No, the moon! You're
it
going
goes,
right!
It goes for the moon, everything's going well.
Right.
They get up there, it does whatever it does. It reverse, it comes back. Right? So then...
You are, honestly, you are brain dead.
So it's
you are
long-
one of the most stupid people. That I would rather have the monkey drive me
listen.
home than you.
So the thing is, so it lands back,
Yeah.
it does a good job and everything, it gets out, and this
It's
is
sick of bananas.
This is where it turns a bit sad, because after it's done that mission, right? Because it happened and it was all safe and everything, the next one would have been to send man.
Right.
So the monkey enjoyed it and it was like, well, I want to do it again, right? But they were like,
So how did they know that? How did they know he wanted to...
just the way it looked and what have you. It was like,
Fuck off! Just the way it looked!
So-
you are a maniac.
so the thing is though, right? So after it had done that, it was on such a high, right?
Yeah.
It could never get that high again.
Turned to drugs?
There was nothing that it could do.
Went on tour, did it?
It sort of ended up killing itself. Because it could never get that buzz that it
Right,
got.
that was absolute bollocks. None of that is true, except they sent a monkey into space, and I'll check that. Absolute drivel.
So in your mind, it committed suicide. It went on a crazy bender, drinking drugs and women. And
like
then,
it does happen. You
and then
hear
it was
about
found
it.
in
you
a
hear about
motel room.
I met Derek Akora the other week,
oh yeah.
right?
Now,
And
who's he? Which one's he?
he's
Is he a medium? He can contact the dead. Is that right?
he just chats to him and that, passes messages on.
Nice of him.
So I said, oh, tell us something a bit weird and that. So he said, what do you want to know? I said, just something weird. So he goes, all right then. He said, here's one for you, right? And he said, there's this pub out in the country. And he said, there's this mug. Do you know those old mugs that they have? Where they used to like leave their own cup knocking
Like a
about, didn't they?
tankard.
Oh yeah.
Tankard thing.
Yeah.
So there was one of them mugs in there, right? And everybody...
Tankard. Let's use a tankard if we've
All right,
established
a
that's the word.
tankard, yeah.
Because you're the only mug in this story.
Right,
You believe
so-
in it all.
High five. Great.
So this tankard's knocking about, right? And everyone who's running the pub keeps going, oh, I wish they'd stop leaving this tankard about, right? And they pick it up.
It must be a pain. Having a tiny, small tankard in a pub. That must be a real grind.
So every time they sort of picked it up and went, we'll have to wash that, and they popped it on a different sideboard. Next thing you know, that person who's touched it died, right?
Sure.
So
They must have been getting through bar staff.
so they kept getting a new staff and that. And they were like, oh, what's the connection here? Right?
What's the connection here?
Oh god.
So they get a vicar in,
Of course they do.
and they go, look, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. This tankard, every time someone touches it, they die. So he said, leave it with me. He gets his special water out and what have you. He comes round, does a little prayer, sprinkles it. He goes, right, not a problem, don't worry about it. He picks it up, chucks it in the bin. Guess what?
What?
Dies in a crash on the way home. Because he picked it up.
Well, but Carl, you're telling me this like it's fact, and I'm meant to go. That's
Derek
amazing.
Akora, he told me.
Carl, I have no opinion of that story other than I'm pretty sure there was absolutely no connection between touching the tankard and him dying. That's all I'm sure
It's
of.
not just him though, is it? It's-
I'm not going to even contest the chain of events. All I'm saying is there is no connection. There is no connection possible because I believe in logic and the laws of the universe.
Yeah, but what I mean, you never pick up a vibe of. Like, I've got a mate, right, who he's living in this big stately home, right, and he's living in there now. He pays £100 a month. There's about 80 rooms, and it's this big stately house and what have you. And I went down there. He said, "Oh, come down and have a look," right? And from outside, you go, "Oh, this is brilliant. It's like something out of, you know, like the Manor Born or something." You go, "This is impressive." But then when you get in, it's like it's a wreck, and we go in, and all the floors are like a wreck and rotten and stuff. And I looked at the wall, and there was like a little piece of paper stuck on the wall, right? And I said, "What's this here?" So I wandered over, right? Got right up close to it, and somebody had wrote it.
Somebody had wrote it.
Oh,
Somebody had wrote it. Right, go on, sorry.
So there's a little sign there, right? And I go up to it, and it says "flies," right, with an arrow. Flies, like flies this way, right? I think that's a bit weird. So I follow the arrow, right, which goes to this corner where there's a shelf, about 3,000 dead flies on it.
Oh my God.
Condom stuck on the top. That's weird, isn't it?
That is weird.
That is weird. Right? So I'm looking at that, and there's loads of stuff on the floor and that bits of paper. Picked up this bit of paper, right, and it had like in biro and that. It looked really old, like it'd been there years, and it had something like "need nappies, dummy," right, blankets, blah blah, all this like all stuff for like, and I turned it over, right, and it said "none of this now needed, baby dead."
Right.
Now that's weird, isn't it? Now that's what I'm talking about when you get a bad vibe. You go, that's who's been in here.
It's bad vibe. It's just based on the fact that
Your mate's in charge.
yeah, that's terrifying. I mean, yeah, so it's like saying, are we scared of the dark? Yes, I understand why people are scared of the dark. I'm a little bit scared of the dark. You're walking along.
Because you don't know what's in it.
Yeah, you don't know what's in the darkness. That's why people get nervous. It doesn't mean you have to make the leap then that you've got some paranormal sense. Oh my God, I'm Karl Pilkington, and hang on, just like Derek Acora, I have sensed something strange and evil in this room. Wait a minute, there's some flies in a condom. I was right all along.
That is weird.
Flies in a Johnny equals badness.
the flies in the condom was weird.
It's weird. I don't know.
But the note.
Yeah.
I just think of his face when he saw that, reading it by torchlight. He must have been terrified.
It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Kings of Leon on XFM.
Karl.
Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, dead air.
Talk!
I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah, but that's no good on radio. You can't just look at something. You got to talk.
Is he even more backward than I remember?
I don't know.
It's just that someone's emailed in.
Yeah, so you've got to tell the listeners that.
I'm telling them now. I'm doing it. Someone's emailed in from Tokyo saying that he's getting married in a few months to a Japanese woman. She's 27. Just want to know how long I've got so she starts looking old.
Well, how long do you reckon, according to your theory?
About 27. Probably about 4 years. About 4 years and that. So,
What would you advise him, to get out now, or...?
well, have some good sort of wedding pictures done and that.
Carl! Carl! It's not true! The theory's not true!
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Oh yeah, great. In 4 years' time, he's going to send a picture going, "Oh, you're right, Carl. Look, she looks like a prune." What? He's going to suddenly start saying this girl... It's not true, it's not going to happen.
It's that thing though, innit, of looking at her mum. There's a lot of truth in that, isn't there, that you shouldn't really meet up with your girlfriend's sort of parents and that.
Sure.
Because you just sort of get a little taster of what's to come and what have you.
Then what's to come with yours?
It's a good job I didn't meet her early on. No.
You're going to be in such trouble!
No, they don't listen. It's alright.
Really? Well, Suzanne does, doesn't she?
She'll probably be out.
Really?
But she knows.
She's got some sense.
Yeah, when you get back! Yeah. You went on holiday with them, didn't you?
Yeah, we've been on since then, haven't we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I went on holiday last week, been away, but that was just me and Suzanne. Talk about that later.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
That's coming up.
Plus, of course, Rockbusters, the return of Rockbusters.
Let's start Rockbusters. Let's do
now.
Rockbusters. Let's get it rolling, because I have got some amazing prizes. I went to the Americas, and I brought back gifts. Not your tobacco and your potatoes, but brilliant prizes. Now, quite seriously, these are not the usual tat. You will win some tat for Rockbusters, okay? We've got DVDs, CDs, things like that, right? But the winner of Rockbusters today will go through to a chance to win the prizes in week 6. We're only here for 6 weeks, by the way. This is our first of 6 shows.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, and I went to do The Simpsons last weekend, and I've got a drawing here, an original drawing of Homer by Matt Groening. See that? Look at that. As Homer there, your pal Matt Groening, May the 18th, 2005, and Homer's saying, "I love Carl 'cause he's stupid like me," and that's going to be framed, original drawing. That is worth I think a lot, but I've promised Matt Groening that it will not go on eBay. So please, I hope it goes to a fan. I've also got a rare Spinal Tap poster, met with Christopher Guest, and he signed that, Nigel Tufnell. Fans of Spinal Tap and The Simpsons, possibly the 2 greatest things ever.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Also, my friend Rob, who did flannels with me, has drawn us 3 as flannels. There's Steve there, a little goglanker. There's me there, a little bloke dumplant, and little Karl Pilkington, Pink Floyd numbscrunt. And these are going to be framed. So some very nice prizes. And I got a little surprise for you. Obviously, I met Homer. Press that little button there. Listen to this.
Hi, this is Homer Simpson. I like Carl and its perfectly round, bald head. If you put 3 holes in it, it looks just like my bowling ball.
Brilliant.
Actual proof that you've met the people themselves, that the prizes are bona fide and genuine. But don't enter this week's Rockbusters thinking you're going to win those prizes automatically.
No.
This week you just win the usual tat.
What is the tat, Steve?
Well, we'll talk about that shortly.
Okay,
But you go
it's worth waiting
forward
for.
to the big showdown, the big final competition in week 6, where you get the chance to win those.
One person
extraordinary
wins
all
all those beautiful
So just everyone goes in the
collectible
draw?
prizes. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, the winners of each week go into the draw. What is Rockbusters, Carl? We've whet their appetite.
I think play a record and maybe some wonderful adverts and then come back with Rockbusters. It's that kind of teasing that has made this a potential award-winning show.
Bronze, I think, next year.
Can we just swap that round and do ads and the song?
Whatever way suits you, mate. Go on.
Embrace. Glorious day on XFM 104.9.
Rick, there may be listeners tuning in thinking they've got something better to do, for instance, switching off the radio and just staring blankly at the wall for the next half an hour. But no, because what they're going to miss is our grand finale to this, which is, of course,
sponsored by
Lindauer's, the sparkling wine solution to a hot summer's day.
Yeah.
That we're going to be firing a cork.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
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 They're going to be firing a cork at Carl's head, just for the sound.
I just think it's sound. Huh?
It's not happening.
Yes, it is. You said no. We've said it is now.
We've promised it to the listeners.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not happy with it.
Why? 'Cause the pain.
Well, I've never had it done, so I don't know how painful it is.
Well, what reason to do it then?
Yeah, we've got to try it out, haven't you? You're perfect. It's like a little cowbell or wood block. He said, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for pop. And I'm going to film it for my website.
Brilliant.
So go to that this week, rickygervais.com, and see Karl Pilkington getting hit. A high-powered cork coming out of, Lindauer sparkling wine.
Lindauer sparkling wine. And of course, if you want to send us anything in, and perhaps next week that you feel we could, actually, that'd be
great. That's the
sponsor us to do
This
something
is like
for Carl.
interactive because a lot of people plan the show. Like Dr. Fox plans his show. We sort of come up, we riff on the. That's a great idea. Send stuff in that we could harm Carl with.
Yeah, we
harm
can hit
Carl. Harm Carl. We do a jingle. Harm Carl.
I've always wanted one of those George Foreman grills. I've always wanted one of them.
I know, but that's too much, isn't it?
We could. What if we just pressed his head inside it?
We'd
have to put it on.
Don't put it on. See, yeah.
Just squeeze his head inside it.
I've got to do that thing with a tea towel one day. You know that thing I did with a tea towel? You put a tea towel around his head, right, tie it. I put a wooden spoon in, and you only have to turn it like a couple of inches, and it kills you, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
It really is, yeah. So we'll be firing a cork at Carl's head. I'll be filming it for the website.
So that's coming up
That'll be brilliant.
About 10 to 3. Look forward to that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm loving this. This is my. Just being in a room with him. I just can't. I want to squeeze his head all the time.
I'll tell you, if you're a fan of imbeciles and idiots,
yeah,
you're missing out if you're not watching Celebrity Love Island.
I watched about 30 seconds of it, and I hate them. Just desperate idiots and slappers. I actually angers me.
I switched on Celebrity Love Island. The first thing I thought is, where's a tsunami when you need one? but seriously, there's a guy on there. Paul. I think his name's Paul Danan, ex of Hollyoaks, and he's an absolute joy because, like Carl, he's an absolute simpleton.
Oh, really?
And it was fantastic. And he was on one week, and he was talking about how he fancied Lady Isabella Harvey.
Oh, yeah.
And he said to her, thing is, right, I really fancy her because, she don't like reading books, and I don't like reading books.
I've got something in common!
But I love the idea that he's attracted to someone for something they don't do.
I know,
You know?
yeah.
I've never killed a kid. She's never killed a kid. We can never get
What
married.
about sleep around? That
Yeah.
would be a good thing to be attracted to someone for.
Unbelievable.
Oh, just honestly, and Big Brother's the same.
Is it?
Just a load of ropey old
Cunts.
yeah, I know, just like a horrible, cellulited, wobbly, rice-arsed, fat-titted tarts,
Oh.
and idiots, and show-offs, and they all disgust me for a different reason. I don't know which one to hate most,
I know.
and why. They all give me a couple of reasons to hate
That's
them.
what the nomination should be.
Yeah.
You know, nominate who do you hate the most? Because
Absolutely.
I thought I was going to switch on and find that actually, people like Abby Titmus and Rebecca Lewis had been misrepresented by the press.
Oh, what, the one that wanked off a pig in public? Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that? Did you say wonked off?
I said wonked
You
off
said
a
wonked off,
pog.
yeah.
Wonked off a pog. Yeah. Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
But I mean,
it's amazing, Rebecca. I mean, don't even get me started on Abby Titmus. Don't
Well-
even get me. Don't.
I like the idea of her parents perhaps going to some kind of someone's birthday or whatever, meeting some old friends who've perhaps
yeah.
been away living in another country.
Yeah.
How's young Abby? Is she still a nurse saving lives? No, she gets her tits out for a living now.
Aren't it funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rebecca,
On the internet.
Rebecca Lewis, by her own admission, I don't know if it's true, but she said she sleeps with a married man, then sold her stories to papers, then wonked off a pog, right? That's a hell of a CV, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to
That
that.
is amazing. I bet her nan's very, very proud of her.
Yeah.
Oh, God, don't, just forget it. Don't get me started. I'll be watching every night for the next 10 weeks.
Yeah.
You can't not. My adrenaline rushes, and you get, oh God, I'll just tune in to see, it's almost like you tune in to see which one gets hurt.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Emotionally scarred.
But maybe one of them will come through, we'll find out, we're always gonna be, we're gonna find out that one of them was like, had a really, really bad childhood, and we feel sorry for her for a little, like the Jade Goody syndrome or something, and oh God.
Yeah.
Then they release an exercise video. Oh, Carl, we got to get in on this. Oh, imagine Carl in Big Brother.
That would be a joy.
That would be amazing. But you turned on and you hated it, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave it like 3 minutes and it's gone. There's
Yeah.
always something better on there. You annoy me that you watch it. You moan about it now, but you watch
I know.
it.
I know. Yeah, I know.
There's always something else
I
on.
really did not watch any of Celebrity Love, and that was just too awful. I think the celebrities are worse than general public, though, to me, because if they're so desperate, they want 9 little bites of the cherry, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Or at least these people, they think that they're gonna get out of their job they don't like, maybe, or it's sort of like I give them their 15 minutes, but it's, oh God.